Who is it?
It's QAnon. I'm gonna break down the door. I know what you're up to in there. Oh, look. It's Jewish Hollywood. We all knew it. We all knew it. First the Capitol and now this. Here we are. Oh, look, you left the laptop. I bet you he has secret emails in there. Let me open this thing up. Oh, look, he's offering his brother birthday wishes. QAnon was right. Oh, yeah. So there's a picture right here of... hey, Larry.
So it's just you.
No. Antifa was here. And they left this sign. They were trying to be QAnon. And they left this sign. They broke in, and I scared them away.
Oh, well, thank you. I guess just in time for this show.
Yeah, you want to start the show? I'm so glad. I'm so glad you came in here. That guy was crazy. Can you believe him?
Well, QAnon can be like that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I was Antifa. I wasn't QAnon. I was Antifa.
Oh, right.
Antifa.
Right. It was Antifa.
Antifa.
Of course. Antifa.
Yeah.
Antifa, of course.
Yeah. Look at
Of course. Antifa.
So nothing happened this week.
Nothing happened. Nothing happened in Washington.
No. The guy that leaked the Pentagon Papers died.
Yeah. And
that's all. End of the show.
That's right. What was his name? Famous journalist. What's his name?
Yeah, you know.
Leahy.
We thought that the Tuesday election was going to be the big political news of the week.
Yeah, right. Remember when
Remember when Georgia had a special election?
It would have been funny that they elected that in any other year for the previous 250, a black guy and a Jewish guy getting elected senators in Georgia would have been the top story.
Yeah.
In any.
But now we had a cartoonish guy with like hooves on.
Yeah.
You know.
Right. In a coup, a government coup by order of the sitting president. So
with a bunch of Aryan tattoos on his body.
Right.
Anyway, they're
all in jail now where they belong.
There is something else that I brought this week, and you didn't even notice it before.
Oh no, no. What do we have?
So when I was at my Airbnb, the first one, the host got me a Christmas gift of cookies.
Oh, that's very nice. Did you make them?
No. This is from it's a gas station near where I live. And it says Zoomies on it.
Gas station.
Well, no. Here's the thing. It said
like a quickie mart.
But I've driven by this thing many times, and I was like, well, I don't know if I care about these. But when I tried them, I was like, oh my god, these are amazing.
Let's see.
So I bought these this time.
Oh, these are called
Zoomies.
Zoomies.
And they're available. It doesn't matter. You can go look it up.
Oh.
But here it is. And so we're gonna have some of these on there. But no, like this isn't mystery food. We know that we're gonna enjoy cookies. So that's it.
Okay.
So these are the discount day old cookies.
And you know how I feel about they have to be vegan.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
So a little bit of coffee right here.
No, they're delicious.
Yeah, this one. Oh, hold on. Let me look at the ingredients. It says arsenic.
Arsenic.
Is that how you pronounce it?
Arsenic Hall. We had a great TV show. Yeah.
What is the joke? Dynamite. Dynamite. Is that right?
They're pretty good.
Yeah, no, they're pretty good.
There's a little fresh bake something to it.
Yeah. You know, they were baked yesterday. That's the final thing. I got when I was going to return back, when we're going to be done with my place. I got that today. So it's going to be the 18th supposedly.
Oh, have you been back to your apartment?
Yeah, I have been.
Are they putting in new cabinets because the other ones were MacArthur Park left out in the rain?
Oh man, I'll never have that recipe again. No, it's I don't know yet. I asked them. I sent him an email like, oh, does this include replacement of the carpets? Because if it happens to, like, I've got nothing against that.
Yeah.
But we'll see what happens. I don't think so.
But the carpets were rolled up and taken outside, right? No?
They're still there.
Oh, then they must be filthy.
Yeah. But they've been filthy for years. But this would make it 37 days, I think, total. That's out.
If they had fixed it right the first time, they wouldn't have had to do this.
It's okay. You know,
It's okay with you.
Well, I was able to visit some more places and things like that. This
That's right. You're able to wear your pajamas to work.
This outfit was the closest sort of American themed outfit I could find, actually.
Red, white, and
blue.
Well, maroon, white, and blue.
I guess it matches your. I could just
Yeah,
blend
that's
into
right,
your
you can
gown.
fade in. That's bad. That's bad art direction. When you're wearing the same color as the background.
I mean, I could just take this thing. I mean, like, I did bring a change of clothes, like the stuff I was initially in.
Yeah, we don't do that kind of show.
Oh, on my OnlyFans this week, I'm going to take off my jacket and I'm going to put on something else for you. Oh, yes. Oh, I mean, you have to put a background music or something like that.
Take it off.
Oh, yeah, take it all off. Oh.
This is actually worse.
Oh,
in some
yeah.
ways. In some ways.
It's my free
Where do
show.
you get these clothes?
What?
Where do you... What kind of dumpster?
I don't get it from the dumpster. It's sitting outside the dumpster.
Oh, it's the good stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, much better. Oh, now you look much better.
Are you joking? I mean, you know, it's just now I'm actually the color better. I'm not going to match this
That's right,
background.
right, we can tell you.
I mean, you know, and it's pretty funny because right now I know my face is off camera, even though I can't see it. Because I kind of know this stuff by now. If you don't know me. Okay, so let's just go over a few other things that happened this week. So, I wish I had more. I spent so much time planning that stupid little skit that I actually didn't have any more content on top of that.
Oh. But let me
Bitcoin.
answer. Bitcoin is up
crazy.
600 million%.
I know. It's yeah. Okay, what was the question?
My question is, when you went to your apartment, were your cabinets still laying outside?
Yeah, they were.
And were they ruined?
No. The raccoons were sleeping under them quite nicely. No, they looked okay. I like inspect them, incredibly closely. Yeah. But yeah. So we'll see. I'll be able to get back to my place, and I guess my next big to do is I'll have to try to collect all that cash that they said they'd pay for it.
Oh, well, you just invoice them and see what happens.
Because it's going to be a large chunk of change, something like $5,000.
Oh yeah, you might as well collect that.
Oh yeah, no, I'm going to collect. Yeah. It's just that
So you fronted the money for the Airbnb.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Plus how much a day for food?
25.
And you spent almost 90 cents today.
No,
did they give you a receipt?
I have receipts of everything.
These two and a slushie at the Quickie Mart.
No, I actually did some math to figure out what my average daily spend is for food.
Food. And I would say, can I guess?
Sure.
$21.
$12.
$12. I knew it was going to be not enough.
Yeah.
For the average person to eat, because you're not doing any cooking, right?
No, I'm doing cooking.
Oh, you're doing cooking at the Airbnb.
Oh no. I'm saying that what I did was I have records of my credit card spend.
Yeah.
And you can classify them by group.
Yeah.
So classified it by groceries, and I looked at 2 years worth, and then I did the math to figure out what my average daily spend.
Well that makes more sense. I thought you meant that since you've been out of your apartment.
At the Airbnb, I do cook. Yes.
Oh, you are cooking.
I am cooking. Yes.
Oh, and you see, I thought, okay, but I thought even if you got takeout, it still would be less than $25.
Well, unless you're doing Postmates.
Right. Unless you're doing Postmates.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, what I hope to do is just give them a pile of receipts that's big enough that they're like, oh, screw it.
Yeah, good enough. Whatever you say it is.
Yeah. And so then
Are you going to bring it to them in a shoebox or not kind of aggregated on Excel?
No, I'm going to bring it to them in a shoebox. In fact, what I want to do is I want to go down to Pavilions, get a bunch of little apples, and get separate receipts for each one of them. better yet, I'll just buy it with CVS, and then I can get like a separate 44 feet for each one.
That's right, you buy a roll of toilet paper, you get a free one with it. Those CVS receipts. They're still doing that.
I know. It's part of the CVS experience. I mean, I can't
It's a
tell.
ride.
I can't tell whether I'm in Rite Aid, Walgreens, or CVS until they print the receipts.
That's
I
right,
really
yeah.
can't. You know.
I can't. I don't really go into CVS.
Have you ever used one of those receipts? One of those coupons?
I did. Once a year I'm in CVS. What am I buying? What am I buying? Hair supplies?
Maybe.
Buying
Well,
cosmetics? I'm not buying any of that.
clearly not. I mean,
I
that's
get
not
everything
obvious
into the supermarket. If I can't get it at a supermarket, I'm not getting it. Which it is.
So
whatever you
so
know.
what do I get at CVS? I go there for I don't know, just random shit, you know.
Like Tupperware.
Pills, maybe like oh yeah, I'm gonna put vitamins.
Oh, vitamins. Well, I don't take any of those.
Clearly.
But other than food, which I would get at a supermarket, I get, shampoo or shaving cream or.
But that's the other thing that I'll do is I'll get like lotion and shampoo and stuff there because it tends to be
soap. I just get it at the.
I have a variety.
At CVS, they have a better variety.
I don't know. I go there instead.
Oh.
Maybe not.
It's too far.
It depends. Like you still live like a college kid now. You've got like the cheapest stuff around. You know.
But it's the same. What do I have to buy? Expensive shaving cream?
You got like Perk Plus.
I probably do have Perk Plus.
Great hair, no fuss. Do you still use that?
Is there something wrong with my fabulous dude?
No,
I actually use Woolite.
No, I can see the glue and the Rudy Giuliani sweats.
That's right. In the toupee tape, you can get just in the home care aisle at the Pavilion Supermarket.
At the A&S?
Yeah.
Or the A&P. So no, what do you use for shaving cream?
I use whatever the cheapest is. Although I don't buy the store brand. I think I have Gillette. Should I check?
Yes.
I think I have it's some kind of beard.
But I use the Barbasol. That's the
it might be Barbasol.
That's the cheapest one around.
Yeah, I just buy the $1 can of shaving cream.
I'm not gonna get this back. It's mine now.
Why don't you do a number while I'm out of the room?
Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my lifetime gal.
Guess what?
Send me a kiss by wire. Oh, hey, look at that. There it is.
Barbasol. It is Barbasol.
Yeah.
It is. I think it's $1.29.
It is the cheapest stuff out there, yeah.
And it's fine.
Well,
I don't think what's a shaving cream gonna have? It works already. What do I need that I'm not getting?
Well, you'd have better skin
Really?
if you had.
If I had what?
If you're different one. But
Really?
obviously, this is
You're using it too.
But I'm wondering if I was just joking actually.
You don't
I
use
don't use this shit. No, but the thing I was thinking. Well, first of all, I like how over here it says. Proud partner of the Major League Baseball 1987. Oh, so
Well, then myself and the late Tommy Lasorda.
It's good.
Use the same shaving cream.
Contents under pressure. That's me.
I'll say.
Do
you use an electric razor? Is that what you're using?
Well, what I was going to say is, I wonder if there is different themed shaving cream. Like this is obviously themed for
I have an answer to that because it comes in different color cans,
because,
and I never noticed.
I see the American flag on it. I see a barbershop thing on it. I see a baseball thing on the back. This isn't for like a wilting lily, if you will. And the one for the woman is like the exact same can. It's just like in a more slender form. It's like pink in color.
Well, it comes in aloe. It comes in aloe, and it comes in original. And the original is $1.49.
Oh, I see. So that one.
So that the price tag on it. No items have price tags on it anymore, except Barbasol shaving cream.
But here's
that might have been on the shelf since 19.
Here's the thing that I know about this is that You didn't even get the it's because it's a 99-cent store. Because that sticker is from the 99-cent store.
I probably did get it at the 99-cent store.
What
I think it's the same brand. It's actually a bigger can.
You get, like, your light bulb is 99-cent store.
And then I have to replace them very, very quickly. I got these 2 for $99.
You know, if you can get your COVID vaccine at 99-cent store, you'd go right for
They
it.
take my insurance. if they did. I'm surprised I got this at the 99-cent store because I usually only go to pavilions. I must have been in the 99-cent store for something specific.
Sure.
Like 50-cent light bulbs.
Sure.
There's nothing. Have you been in the 99-cent store lately? There's nothing 99 cents anymore. Ever since the pandemic, they've upped the price of everything. The cheapest thing in the 99-cent store is now $1.99.
Is that it?
Yeah, they don't. There's nothing 99 cents.
I know. I mean, like, some of those things, you know...
99 cents to park.
Yeah, you know, the Motel 6 is no longer $6.
I've heard that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And as we've discussed, 7-day blinds, or it's actually called 3-day blinds.
Yeah, that takes 4 months.
3-day blinds. Well, it's 3 days. You're on hold for 3 days.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
So that's what makes.
Yeah,
that really did take me It did take me 2 or 3 months to get my 3-day blinds.
So did you have like pieces of cardboard sort of taped up?
I had sheets.
No, really, you did.
I seriously did. Well, I was waiting on my blinds. I paid for them. What was I going to do? Buy curtains?
So do you have like sort of like glass plate photography from that era?
That would be. I have Polaroids, and I do have Polaroids. When I moved in, the guy came and measured, and then they 3-day blinds, and you know why they're called 3-day blinds? They're only open 3 days a week. That's
you made all these jokes covered. Like 2 weeks ago.
These aren't jokes. This is really true.
Okay, well then this is a rerun.
Yeah, this is really true. It took me forever.
I mean, here's the thing. People that watch it, big. I already heard this one. They're just like, say,
I had sheets, and then I used the sheets on my bed.
Okay. And
prior to that, I had blinds on my bed.
Did you wear the sheets downtown?
I wore them to the Trump rally. And I wore some sheets.
Oh man. Do you think that this is the end of the Trump craziness?
I think
it's over. Do you think there's going to be more?
It's now embarrassing. Well, of course, everybody is jumping off the ship. The first 3 years, 11 months, 2 weeks and 1 day, everything he did was fine. Now, all of a sudden, this is the line.
They're breaking news. You know, he was banned from Twitter.
Yes, permanently now.
I know.
First it was 12 hours, then he did something else, and now it's permanent. And Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah.
And 500 feet from elementary school. No, wait, that's you. I knew someone was. I think now people are embarrassed to be associated with him because even Lady J is now saying enough is enough.
I know who Lady J is.
Lindsey Graham.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, that's what they call him in whatever state he's from.
I don't know. South Carolina, is it?
Is it? It's south or north?
It might be. It's one of those.
It's north or south.
He's
from some
place I've never been to, and I never will go to.
And not going.
And it's funny, like, what was it that what I was looking at the other day? It was something about like this person was offended that people insinuated that Lindsey Graham might be a bit effeminate. They were like, "Can you believe the insults to him?"
Were they so upset that they had the vapors?
Yeah, and no, I think that they went on eBay to buy some pearls so they can come over
them.
I should do that. I should just like get some just so I can like keep them in my pocket, just like.
But anyway, even she has said that's enough. It's time for Trump to go.
Well, also when I was looking earlier today, because what I do is I'm actually on Gab and Parler, which are like the right-wing Twitters, just because I'm curious as to what the craziness is going on. But I was unable to load both sites.
Oh, you think have they shut down or have they?
Well, let's see. Let's see if Gab is loading up now. Oh no, I think it was just very popular. There it is. Record traffic, hold the line, scaling up as fast as we can. Pray for our team. So this is the guy. More scripts are being spun up as we speak. Record traffic, and it's because all of the right wingers have now left.
Fox News.
No, they left Twitter.
Good.
And it's really going to Gab, and he just said that he was getting. Well, this is the founder, Andrew Torvalds, the founder of this thing. He said he was getting 60,000 new accounts a day earlier today, and
where are they coming down on this? Are they claiming it didn't happen?
Yes,
Are they claiming it's false
I'm unable
flag?
to like, comment, scroll, refresh, or post on Gab, and yeah, look at this. Like people are getting oh my god! Like I just tell you, like last week or maybe 2 weeks ago, I post something on the front page here, and I get like maybe 20 or 30 likes. These people are getting 2,000, 3,000. This is going crazy.
Well, where are Parler and Gab coming down on? Are they saying this was a false flag coup, that it wasn't a real coup from their people? Because it's 2021, everyone's on camera, and those guys, of course, refuse to wear masks.
It's
It's
a social network.
No, I know what they are, but what are they saying about what happened in?
Well, right now they're just talking about the server load.
Nobody's talking. They're pretending it didn't happen. They are Fox News.
No, I mean,
what are you talking about?
What had happened, like the day of, I was on Parler, and it's really funny because like half the people were taking selfies from the Capitol and like making videos and saying, "Look, I'm inside the Capitol," and then the other half were saying it's an Antifa conspiracy and like this is all fake.
It's all fake until someone gets arrested and sentenced to life.
And I keep you not. And as you go down the scroll, you see people with smiling faces taking pictures from like right next to like Lindsey Graham's podium or whatever. And then the next one is this is Antifa, deep state QAnon app, whatever. Going crazy on that.
Well, all the people they've arrested have long histories of this kind of insanity. And now that people are dead, there's
here's what I was saying.
Felony murder. Yeah.
Well, first of all, we will have to mention this one. Is that one of the people that died got trampled?
Yeah.
And had a flag that said "Don't tread on me."
That's perfect.
No, I sent you the article. This is legit.
No, I know. It actually was true.
It's terrible that she died, but that makes it funny. This is the enemy. All deaths are terrible. Anyway, another funny death. The other thing.
She died trying to overthrow the democratically elected government of the United States. What a martyr!
It's a friendly fire.
They're carrying Confederate flags, but they're all because they all photographed themselves.
Well, here's the funniest thing.
They're going to jail.
So we have the famous picture of Q Shaman in a hallway. That's the guy, the shirtless guy with the tattoos. And a weird thing. And then he's got these two guys inside of him, right? Yeah. This is one all around the internet, right? The one on his left has a media bag, which I'm sure has my cameras, right? Yeah. And then he has a badge, which makes him, first of all, he's with some kind of media, maybe some kind of small independent. No, not some legitimate, like Daily Caller or something like that, right? Like some small sort of right-wing Daily Caller.
Is this the guy that had his work badge on? Yeah.
What the fuck? Why did you jump in?
Okay.
What's wrong with you?
Let's go back.
No, you already let it go. And so I was wondering, I was like, wait a second, I can read that. So then I went and searched around for high-quality pictures. Yeah. And then there's a guy, Sal Loeb, who worked for AFP. He's the one who took basically all the pictures that you see, all the great ones, is by this one guy, Saul, Loeb. And for whatever reason, these people are like, oh yeah, take a picture of me. Like, I don't know how he got such great shots, but
they wanted to be on camera.
But yeah, and so you go to the AP and you find this 12 megapixel giant image of it, and this guy, you look at the badge and you see his it's his name. Yeah. It's his company. His name is Nicholas. He's
fired. And
his picture's right there. You see the name, his position. It's all there, and it's like right here. And I'm thinking to myself, wait a second. So I'm just envisioning what happens. So they went there, no intention of breaking into the Capitol, I'm guessing, right? No. Let's just assume that they had no intention. They just went there to protest, right? Just to be loud. And then they see that the police were retreating from barricade to barricade. There's a video of where it looks like they opened up the barricades, but they didn't. There's other angles, and what happened is that they were fighting with the protesters, and there weren't enough of them And so what happens is that they have a strategy to retreat back to a safer position up the stairs. So that's what they were doing.
Oh.
Instead of saying, we can't hold them here, let's all go up to another position. And so they retreat till they're at the doors, right? And then, and then they have to hand them off over there. And so they kept retreating. And then they, the people broke down the doors and went in, right? But what I was about to say is that, so if I was there, this would be all so exciting, right? Like, oh, you're only allowed to get here now. It's here now. It's there. Oh, look, we're getting closer and closer to this building, this famous building. Oh my God, they got in. I can imagine that most of the people were like, I'm just going to follow them out and go right in.
Yeah.
Right? And they had no intention of like overthrowing the government or anything like that. But like, you just trespassed on this building right here.
Building. You broke windows.
And not only, but like, I imagine that thing has like spy technology that you've never even heard of, that you haven't even seen in television, like stuff like inside the wall that scan your irises or something crazy, right?
Yeah.
Like every single inch of it. Stuff that scans your phone to pick up your Wi-Fi signal, like it sniffs up your IMEI so they know who you are. Trackers on top of facial recognition, like every single type of technology, like at every single point, right? And you just decided to stroll right in there with all the press. So not only do you have that, but then you have all the international press is there.
And they're taking their own pictures too and posting them on Instagram.
And so you have the China Daily Monitor, and the Japanese and like all the international press, the high quality cameras go click, 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 click. And then they're there with their iPhones, live streaming as they're walking in there. Hey, look, we just broke into the Capitol. The revolution's coming. And I'm like, did it ever occur to you that if this thing failed, you're screwed?
And once it's worse than that, and of course a lot of them got fired already because they're on camera. But it's worse than that because now that people died, it's murder. If you commit a felony that causes death, that's a predicate felony, you can be charged.
But I mean,
they didn't think anyone was going to get hurt. Is that
no
breaking windows, knocking down doors? I know. They're trespassing on the most secure building in the world.
It's not about that. It's that. Okay, so first of all, that happened, and so you're like, if I saw that, I'd say that looks really exciting, but I'm not going to be on camera.
Yeah,
I'm gone. Like
they also
if you
absolutely would refuse to wear masks.
If you just happen to be standing there, you'd probably walk away, right?
Yeah.
I think I would walk away too.
Yeah, I get out of that.
I bet you that if you saw the crowds, there were hundreds of thousands of people. I bet you 90-something% of them walked away.
Yeah.
And so all you saw were the clowns, with a couple clowns that decided they'd go inside.
These guys were not. I know what you're saying about the security, and they're all on camera. These guys were not going to be curing cancer.
They're not right.
These are not geniuses. Anyone that's had a job has been fired. They've had their trailers repossessed. They've had and also some of them are going to be charged.
Inside.
They were going to be charged with murder. Now, if you robbed a bank, if you robbed a bank, you'd know the bank has cameras. You put a mask on. But they were specifically maskless because they think the mask is already another conspiracy.
They think the mask causes COVID or something.
The mask causes COVID, so they didn't even wear the mask, so they're completely uncovered. Now, of course, that lunatic had his work badge on, but
not only, but a lot of them are like prominent figures in the community.
His prison uniform will have his name on it too.
They're prominent people, so they already have like a bunch of. They already have a YouTube channel or a Twitch stream, and it's not like people don't know who they are.
And yet they're still claiming it's a false flag and it's Antifa.
That's a different group.
Even though these guys are famous for being insane and violent.
Well, okay, I'll get there in a few seconds. The funny thing about this is that I wouldn't be surprised if there were something like, actually this is under an insurrection law, and that hasn't been updated since 1894. And so we have to actually set up gallows in the Capitol lawn, and
maybe they have to be shot.
It still says public execution. We haven't updated it. I'm sorry about that. If
these people are all for the death penalty anyway,
if you've ever read any history book, and when the rebellion fails, they're basically lined up against the wall and shot immediately. Like,
I'm okay with that.
But you understand that,
Yeah.
right? And so I'm thinking to myself, like, some of these people that they were like being interviewed, they're saying, "Oh, we're part of the revolution" or whatever, and then you're like, "All right, you know what the consequences are if you fail this revolution."
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, if you know that, why aren't you more organized? Why are you?
That's an organized as these guys have ever been.
Like not only that, but like the only weapon that they had was like the guy with the pickaxe.
No, it was
No,
some of them had guns.
I know.
Yeah.
So there were pipe bombs or all this
Yeah.
stuff. Like, okay, fine. Yeah, some of them had guns, some of them had pipe bombs. Sure, there were some like 3%ers who were super serious about this.
Yeah.
Granted.
If you're going
but
to try to
95, 96% of them, they had their cell phone in their wallet.
If you're going to try to overthrow the government by taking over the Capitol, you need to be prepared to fight to the death. Not until, okay, we're done for the day.
Not only
because
that.
you are going to go to jail or be executed, which is the crime, which is the penalty for treason.
Not only that, but like, if you were taking over the building is irrelevant. You have to capture the Congress people.
That's right.
That's right. Take the building isn't insufficient. It's not going to get you anywhere.
Taking over the Bastille. That's what someone tried about 30 years ago. They thought, we've taken over the Bastille, we're running we're running France.
But the thing is,
it's a building.
The only currency these right-wingers have is or I'm sorry, I would say all right-wingers. I would say the only currency that these particular individuals, I'm not going to say all, I'm trying to not be is in symbolism.
Yeah.
And so if they can't capture the symbols, then that's it. There is no other reality.
Well, they certainly weren't going to capture the military, so I don't know what they were going to do.
But you know, like they're super big about statues or all of symbology. That's the only thing that's real. And so they think, oh, if we're simply inside of the building, if I'm sitting in the chair,
right,
then therefore I am now the king. And I kid you not.
And now that guy is sitting on a thin mattress with a stainless steel toilet.
So there were a couple laptops that were found, and pictures of them were posted online.
Yeah.
And so there was one, which I bet you it's still on there. You have to look at it. But they broke into Nancy Pelosi's office.
Yes.
And first of all, I thought, oh, it's probably some other congressperson, probably not Nancy.
No,
but it was.
Her sign.
It was Nancy Pelosi.
They pulled this
and
sign up.
The laptop they looked at was like one of his her schedule.
Yeah.
And she had he had a category on the left for the mails. So for the appointments, right? So you have things like meetings with senators, blah blah blah. One of them was her appointments.
Right. Trump probably has the same thing.
Probably. Yeah. And so
Trump will also probably not get those when he's sitting on a thin mattress with a stainless steel toilet.
But yeah, and so
it's so weird because we see this on television from other countries. We see on television when someone's stormed a government in a banana republic in South America. Or
did you see the Kenyan headline today?
Oh no, what did they say?
It says
it's not just us.
No. It was okay. Continue. I'll find it.
But we see it in Mideast countries when people are breaking into the government, and it looks just like this. Mm-hmm. And this is the United States.
But the difference is, over there, and they're competent, and so they actually do successfully.
They're not only competent, they have leaders. This was the sitting president of the United States trying to take over the government because his term was up.
Isn't it great?
Trying to extend his leadership to a dictatorship.
Isn't it great?
And there's people that are saying that we shouldn't invoke the 25th Amendment. People are saying that he shouldn't be impeached. He incited a riot to try to overthrow his own government so that he could take it permanently. Did you see the so-called backstage footage of him and his imbecile family getting ready to go out and make those speeches?
No.
And that horrific...
Initially he said that he'd be leading them, but then he went back into the bunker.
Right, then he went to a bunker. But Don Jr.'s horrendous, really incredibly ugly girlfriend...
Hold on. Third page of the Daily Nation in Kenya.
Yeah.
This was today. Who's a banana republic now?
Yeah, right. Perfect.
That's
Perfect.
it.
Yeah. Perfect.
As you're saying.
You know that one was she like all the Trump women, shiny makeup,
Mm-hmm.
and so she's dancing backstage. They're overthrowing the government. She's dancing. It's lovely. So this is the woman that Don Jr. left his wife and children for, and still thinks that. But that's standard Trump behavior. Leave your wife and children for someone. And what's her name? Malaria Trump was also doing like a furniture inventory or something she's trying to do a coffee table book of White House furniture or something, and there's people trying to overthrow the government. Malaria is brilliant because he's still claiming she was a model, and no one, with the exception of the porn shoot, no one can find a single fashion shoot of Malaria Trump ever, or whatever her name used to be. No one can find a single catalog photograph or something from
Maybe she was a hand model.
Marie Claire. Yeah, she was a $5 hooker. No one can find a single fashion shoot except the only photographs they can find are the ones she had done and the porn stuff and the topless.
Well, you know.
No one can find, and that's a long. She also doesn't have the architecture degree. An architecture degree. That's what they said. And that's a long history of his wives. His first wife, I remember, Ivana, and he kept saying she was a top model in a former Czechoslovakian Olympic ski team.
I think he meant topless.
Yeah, well, she probably was. And after he said she was on the Olympic ski team, the Czechoslovakian Olympic ski team, Czechoslovakia released a statement that said, "We never heard of this woman."
There's
I
another
don't know.
file.
You know, it's so much sugar.
It's okay.
And there's enough car wash cookies for the day.
The thing about Melania is that she actually was a model in the catalog that he got for the male bride.
Russian brides.
Yeah.
No one can find a single fashion shoot. Quite the model.
And it's always been fun with Melania. You just like, well, you can find a American woman that can do the job.
Yeah. Right.
You have like hire a foreigner.
And then her parents, she brought her parents in, which I understand is chain migration, which she doesn't want.
So you were talking about people trying to distance themselves from this thing, or the QAnon.
They're like the rats are jumping off the boat, but they were part of it for the previous 4 years.
So the people on social media are turning on Trump now.
Finally. It took them 4 years.
No. I mean the QAnon people are turning on Trump.
Really? Why?
Yeah, calling him a traitor.
Oh, because he told them he's called them violent. Finally called them violent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because he didn't come out like he did.
Well, that's why they were
didn't
attacking
do.
Lady G. Yeah.
He didn't do what he said.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, good.
they were so pumped they thought it was going to be real.
And they thought he was going to be with them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right. He's never said a truthful thing before in his life, but today, this statement was real.
But that's been the premise of the QAnon thing the entire time, is that he's actually like working under deep cover, and like all these indictments against like the pedophile Democrats are going to come out.
But when it came down to it, didn't do it. Now he's going to have to be like old presidents. He's going to have to do make speeches and release statements instead of just tweeting at 3 o'clock in the morning who's fat and ugly.
I saw one thing. It's like he lost his get out of jail free card.
Yeah, good.
I mean,
Well, he'll pardon himself.
Yeah, but the Democrats were something like, oh, we're not going to look back, we're going to move forward. I'm like, what do you mean you're not going to look back? Like, all crime is looking back.
That's right. All crime is looking back. But I think that the thought was they didn't want Joe Biden's term to be about Donald Trump. They didn't want the top story in the news every day to be Trump's story.
The other thing is that they tend to be criminals, too.
Not like this. They're not going to overthrow the government.
And that was a little crazy.
Yeah. They're not going to send thugs in costume to break windows to get onto the House floor.
It was the...
That was pretty weird. There was a thing in one season, probably the cliffhanger.
And another book, Hugh Shaman said something like, because they said, Jake and Jelly is his name, is that because they said that there was an underground tunnel, we knew there was an underground tunnel, so we went. Like, of course, there's an underground tunnel.
Everybody knows this. Yeah.
Yeah, of course,
They go
all of the buildings are connected via underground
It's
tunnels.
Disneyland.
Like that's not an unknown thing.
Yeah.
And of course, there's bomb shelters, and there's there's all these secret things that they can go to for this purpose. But they don't have pedophile and like children cages down there. That's it. It's not going to go peace parlor. Like that.
It's so insane.
That's the thing about about all of them is that like they'll say something that's true, and then they'll throw something completely false on top of it. So they'll say something like a lot of these Hollywood studios were started by Jewish people, and then you're like, okay, that's actually accurate. Say because they control the world and we're working with Hitler,
right.
or and they'll throw some wackiness on top of it, and the thing that's so tempting about that is that they are saying by saying the mainstream media isn't talking about, let's say, the underground tunnels. And yeah, that's true. They aren't talking about the underground tunnels. That is true. But and then they use a grain of truth, and then they layer the nonsense on top of it.
Yeah.
And I guess people can't extract the two, and so they see, there are underground tunnels, so therefore there must also be this thing too.
But that's
right?
so well known that Washington goes from building to building underground. Still doesn't matter. But they don't go to the pizza place.
Or they'll do something like the physicists from World War II, the Nazi physicists were hired by American and Russian intelligence. Yeah, absolutely true, right? But then they'll say that's because they didn't actually lose, and the Nazis secretly won, and they have secret UFO bases, or on the moon or whatever it is, right? And so they'll label this nonsense on top of it, and it's true. It's called Operation Paperclip. Yeah. And people like was it Oppenheimer? Yeah. And what was the Oppenheimer was the U.S. Who was the guy that?
Von Braun.
Yeah, Von Braun. Werner von Braun. Yeah, it was a good song about it. After missiles go up, it doesn't. I don't care where they come down. That's not my department. Says Werner von Braun. Yeah, that's not my department. It's a great song. But so Operation Paperclip, real, absolutely real. And is it true that that's kind of hidden history? Yeah, that's also true. Yeah, that's fine. But when you put triple parentheses around things with that's where you go over the line and you start to the nonsense. And if people can't, they don't know where the reality stops and the nonsense begins.
But one other thing you have to put on top of that was what you were saying about the Flat Earth Society, that so many of those people believe that it's flat because that's in the Bible. Mm-hmm. So many of the people interviewed claim that in the Bible Donald Trump is going to be the leader forever. That's what they were saying.
Interesting.
That a lot of the people that were being marched there believed they were biblically sent. And Donald Trump is their leader.
There's a special kind of person. But I'm going to try to be as patient as possible. The kinds of people who I'm not trying to speak against all practitioners of faith, but the ones who think that the text has some kind of divine influence over the course of events,
the future.
Yeah. Or I don't know, the ones that think that.
Even if they believe every word of it,
whatever it is, right?
Already happened. These people believe it means something for the future.
I was talking with one person on Twitter the other day, who basically said something like, all of this stuff of the earth are also in people, right?
Carbon.
And that we are made out of stardust or whatever, right? Like this kind of thing. Yeah. But then she kept on. She couldn't stop there. Okay, that is true. We are made out of stardust. But then she brought a Bible verse that says something like, every single element that can be found within the Earth's crust is within us. And I was like, wait a second, if you have like polonium or like uranium in you, like you'd be dead immediately. like there's a bunch of things here that are like highly toxic, and like arsenic, like like these things would absolutely kill you, right? And then they're like, oh, but that's not natural. Those are like arsenic's not natural. Like, what are you talking about, right? Uranium isn't like no, like no, those things are definitely within And so So she
started with a little thing that was.
She started with a kind of thing
spiritual.
Where okay, but then she goes into like, and by the way, this is factually true for everything. That you're like, oh no, it's not. Not like actinium, and there's a bunch of like very, very toxic, deadly elements out there that would kill you very quickly. Radium, and so like it's just this kind of like, and it's this. Where did I find this? It was when those people that said like, the end of the world is going to be like August.
And they figured it out from numbers in the Bible.
2012.
Yeah, they've got it.
And then when it comes around, it doesn't happen. What we would think is that the followers would be like, oh, I guess you were wrong, I'm going to go home. But it's not. They double down.
Yeah, they say, we just made a little math mistake. It's still in the Bible. We made the mistake.
Well, no, I'm not talking about the Bible. I'm just talking about in general.
Yeah.
Is that those death cults, is that when the days pass and nothing happens, the followers counterintuitively become more committed to it.
Yeah. Because
they think that like, oh, we lucked out this time, or or they'll come up with some narrative as to why it didn't happen. It didn't happen because we prayed our way out of it, or whatever the heck it is, right? And and they keep going. And so when you look at this thing, like, okay, so QAnon, you made all these drops or whatever, which are basically these messages, and you made all these predictions, these cryptic predictions, and none of them came true.
Yeah.
And so somebody like me as an outsider, like, well, obviously he's making things up, right? That's not true. But for the true believer, every time he's wrong, they go deeper into. It's like another notch in the volume of how much they believe is reality. It's crazy just how that works. This week, I made a realization that I think that some of these places, what it is that there are. I'm from the DSM, the Diagnostical Statistics Manual. So this is basically it's like an almanac, a compendium, a dictionary of all these sort of known psychological psychoses, and whether some of them are real or not is questionable. Whether there's whatever, right? So you have things like obsessive compulsive disorder in there, bipolar, attention deficit, schizophrenia, whatever it is, and drug abuse, right? And there's these did we talk about this last week about how all of those people that are think that they have like the wrong facial structures. You don't know about this. The incels.
Oh, incels, right.
We didn't bring this one up.
No, we haven't talked about it.
So people who don't know about this, it's it means involuntarily celibate. Yeah, that's it. It's just a portmanteau. And so these people think that they're mostly straight, but I don't think that it's exclusively straight. Their hypothesis is that let me see if I can lay it up. Is that there are that women generally go for more handsome guys, and everybody can be ranked on a scale of 1 to 10, and there's only one kind of beauty out there, right? Yeah. It's not in the eye of the beholder. There's an objective beauty, right? And since women always go upper rank, that means that there are men near the bottom that end up not getting anything, right? Yeah. This is the theory. And so if you were to believe the model, that first of all you can authoritatively rank these people, and that this connection always happens. Yeah. Then yes, there'd be this group down here that would never, that are sort of stuck at the bottom. And so you have MGOTW, men going their own way, and then you have men's rights and all those other groups right there, and they say, they hate women because women will never, whatever, be nice to them or whatever. And they don't ever connect. There's their toxic personality that makes them unattractive, as opposed to their facial structures.
Yes, they don't understand the
And
difference.
you look at these people that end up going off and murdering, and you expect them to look like the Elephant Man, right?
Yeah.
But they have all of the rules
Yeah.
that they say they don't have, and so you look at their own sort of rules of like what they think beauty is, right? And they talk about these like stupid like skull structure and jawline and whatever, like nose structure, whatever it is, right? And so they have all these rules, and then these people follow the rules. They have like nice symmetry of the face, like they follow all of the rules of who's supposed to be attractive. And so you're like, well, so you think that you're in the second group right here? With like the person who looks like they have Down syndrome or some terrible disease where they're, but you're clearly not. You're clearly in a first. And so what I found out, what I concluded this week after looking at this is called BDD. It's body dysmorphic disorder.
Oh, that's interesting that you would diagnose it as that. I think he goes deeper than that,
but
yeah,
these are people that have done a lot of work on their physical appearance, right? Mm-hmm. They go to the gym, they prim and do all these stuff to their face. Some of them also might have had plastic surgery to try to fix themselves, right? And they still think that they are ugly as sin. That's what this is that it's part of the DSM.
Yeah.
And it's people who, it's kind of like anorexia, and what I've realized is that these types of incel forums are basically like a kind of cesspool of people suffering from BDD who haven't diagnosed it, who get together with the sickness, and it reinforces itself. Yeah. It'd be like if a bunch of anorexic people got together and said, like, I'm so fat, like, I know how you're feeling. I'm fat too. I only ate 20 calories. Oh yes. Like you go, like Alcoholics Anonymous, for people who are dying of not eating enough. So it's the same. It's a support group for people who have these disorders, but it doesn't actually get you to a better state. Yeah. It preserves them in these sick places, and it characterizes them in such a way that it isolates them from accessing help in any way. Yeah. And I think that it's just a very sort of toxic structure, and I don't think it happened intentionally. I think it's just sort of like it just naturally became like that. And sometimes on the internet, it might be people that are living in the Midwest, and a girl has found out she's a lesbian and she has Christian parents or whatever, and she needs to find somebody who she can relate to and help her through her adolescent years, or, something like that. It might be helpful, right? Yeah. But there's probably other ones where it's totally not. It's actually really damaging for them. Yeah. And I think that there's a lot of these people. So I think a lot of the QAnon people and a lot of those people that post these absolute nonsense, like there's some kind of, again, I'm not a psychologist, but a schizophrenia or psychosis of some sort, or some kind of delusion that they're having. And these are communities of delusional people, right?
Yeah.
Just people that should be on some type of medication or should be seeking some kind of therapy or whatever it is. But
they should definitely be seeking some kind of therapy.
But instead, what they see is somebody else thinks like I do. Somebody else sees the same CIA people with the mind control. They see it too. Yeah. So I must be right. There must be some secret stuff in the water or whatever it is, right? Yeah. And so then you form these communities with that. And this is where all of this stuff comes from. That's why when you go to these forums, it just looks like that over and over and over again. You're like, am I the insane one here? Like they all seem to think that there's like a black helicopters going over the house or whatever. Yeah, I believe in free speech. I believe in the rights to expression, but I don't think that's a healthy system. Yeah. And so I don't know what to do. It'd be really nice if we had better access to healthcare, so that
right,
especially mental health care.
Mental health care, particularly, yeah.
You know, or the therapy or some sort, so that these people could maybe get the kinds of help that they need. Yeah. Because I mean, I'm going to say that if somebody has this kind of body dysmorphic disorder, where it kind of it's dysfunctional.
Yeah,
right?
Well, absolutely. But one of the things about all these psychological problems is what distinguishes it from just a quirk is you don't know something's wrong. So if you hear helicopters
and it affects your life directly.
Yeah. So if you hear helicopters landing on the roof and you know there's no helicopters landing on the roof, you're not crazy. But if you hear it and you believe it,
we're at 54 minutes.
That's the line.
We've got about a minute left.
I think we're out of time. Then.
But yeah, somebody could say like, oh, I don't really like life, and you know, like if a disease befell me right now, I accept it.
Sad, but not psychotic.
But that's different from somebody saying, well, you know, I'm a cutter. Right?
Yeah, that's
or I plan to commit suicide.
Thinking that something is correct. The person that says I don't like life and I want
and I'm
to
unhappy.
Die, and I'm unhappy. That may be sad and terrible, but they know it's wrong.
Oh no, but they can certainly be functional.
Yeah,
right?
They can certainly be functional, and they know they don't want to feel like that.
Yeah, and they're melancholy.
Right.
And
the people that believe it are the ones that are.
Well, you have to remove the doorknob from the house. Yeah. Like that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the people where it comes to a certain point where it's a problem, like a real problem. Yeah. And it's the same thing, you know. It's a thing of extremes. Like we all look in the mirror, and we all think that we want to groom ourselves and make ourselves look nicely, but we're not in front of the mirror for 4 hours. Yeah. Right.
Hey, speak for yourself.
Yeah. Well, you know,
barber cell takes a long time to get on.
Eyebrows. Anyway, if I see that Antifa guy, I'm sure that I will arrest him.
Mention it. But which Antifa guy? Because I think there are a lot of them are already.
You know, the one that broke into.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
Right, with the false flag. Oh, okay.
The false
I forgot we were closing the way we are.
It's true. Okay.